Hello and welcome. My name is Guido Bonanni.
And my name is Jared Cartoon.
And this is another episode of the Childcare Update. Well, it's actually not the Childcare Update, is it?
No. I think you've got something quite different this time, Guido.
Yeah, so today what we've got is, yes, we do have a couple of childcare businesses that we want to offer you, but we've got something in the works as well, which a lot of childcare operators, it's a synergy, it's a use that goes really well. It's next to a childcare centre.
Absolutely. I mean, this is a really exciting asset class that's definitely growing. We're seeing more and more of these types of opportunities coming onto the market.
So what we've got here is as well. So we talk to you about the two childcare businesses, but then Jared will give you a rundown of a swim school that we have for lease. Now, Jared's already leased some swim schools for us at ASL, and a lot of them have been done direct. We've been having a large database on those as well. We thought we'd offer it to the wider community now as well with the first YouTube video. So without further ado, I'm going to get into the childcare businesses, and then Jared will talk to you about the potential swim school coming up as well. So here we go. Now, the first business I have for you is in the western suburbs of Melbourne, and the second business I have for you is in the southeast suburbs of Melbourne. Both of these are listed by Wendy Zhao from our office, and she's contactable on 0422 011188. Now, the first one in the western suburbs, what we've got here is we've got a large centre, so we're talking 90 plus places. The current occupancy is around that 50% but the turnover is at about $1 million. We've got an asking price on this one here, which is $700,000. So for a large childcare centre already at 50% and $700,000, that's not a bad ask at all, I think. It's pretty good. This is a well-established childcare centre. It's been over there for over 25 years with a prominent main road location. Right. The rent is extremely affordable and it's got a really long lease as well. So if you are somebody in the market that's looking in the western suburbs, or if you're looking at any suburbs across Victoria, this is one I definitely look at because it's a good established business. You can grow the business, underline that's growth, and really bring this to the next level that I think it needs. Currently, it's being managed by the centre director. So if you're more of a hands-on operator, business is going to thrive on that, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Now, without further ado, straight on to the second one. As I said, this is also listed by Wendy from our office, the southeastern suburbs. Now, every time we list something in the southeastern suburbs, what we do find is that the phone runs hot. It is an area or a growth corridor.
Absolutely.
It's running hot out there. This one here is also a large childcare centre, so that 90 plus places once again. This has got a little bit more in the way of occupancy though. Its current occupancy is 60%. This one here, the turnover though, is a little bit higher than the first one. So the first one, if you remember, was $1 million. This one here, the turnover is $1.7 million. The asking price though has to also reflect that. This one here, we've got an asking price of $1.6 million. Now, as I said earlier, it's in excess of 90 places, so it is a larger centre. Right? It's located on a main road with great exposure as well. Right? It's tongue-tied, extremely well resourced, right? And it absolutely presents beautifully. So if you are interested in any of those two childcare centre businesses we have to start, you can contact Wendy on 0422 011188. Now onto the exciting swim school that we were discussing at the start of the video.
Yes,
Jared,
continue watching the video. So this swim school, this is a very exciting opportunity. As Guido says, it's the first time that we're taking something like this to market. So even if you're only interested in these childcare opportunities, just stick around because you never know, you might be in a position in the future where you might think, swim school, let's do it. So this is a swim school leasing opportunity in the suburb of Beveridge. It is a fantastic opportunity. Why? Because Beveridge is just the growth in this area is off its head. I mean, it's just
some of the data. It's huge.
The housing estates that come up in this area is just like, it's a bit. Beveridge, for context, there's Craigieburn in the north, and there's a bit of a gap, and then you've got Wallen, and between Wallen and Craigieburn is Beveridge. So it's like the next biggest suburb to hit the market. The address of this one is 126 Arrowsmith Street in Beveridge.
Yep.
Okay, so
not to cut you off, but this is next door to a childcare centre.
Next to a future 108 place purpose-built childcare centre. Not only that, also amongst a medical centre and pharmacy as well. So this developer is doing quite a large mixed-use development. It's got the swim school, the large 108 place childcare centre, and a medical centre, all within this block.
Fantastic. So there's a little hub.
Absolutely. This is going to be a very popular destination for young families. They're going to be bringing their kids to the childcare, bringing their kids to swim school. Also, they've got the added bonus of having this pharmacy and medical centre in and amongst it.
So if you are one of our repeat watchers, you'll probably remember I did a video recently on Beveridge for a childcare centre for Lease. This is next door to that childcare centre.
That's exactly right.
And we already have a tenant for it.
That's exactly right, yeah. So, I mean, it's great. It just goes to show for someone who's a swimming school operator looking at this, you've got the childcare already locked away. They're now looking at securing the swimming school operator. So this project is running away. It is just that the developer is looking at just starting straight away.
Now, I'm not a swimming school operator, but if I was, the added advantage of having 108 kids walking past every day and 108 kids walking in and out every day,
Absolutely.
right, is great exposure. The convenience for the parents, you could drop the child off at childcare, pick them up at 2, 3, 4 in the afternoon, 5 in the afternoon, and then go have your swimming lesson straight after. There's not that mad rush. I really can see this being a fantastic opportunity for someone.
Absolutely. There's huge crossover cohorts here between the childcare and the swim school, which is why we're seeing so many more developers out there planning to do a childcare and a swim school, because obviously the cohorts are so similar in age, as well as the synergies. It's just a naturally good pairing of assets to be built next to each other. So with this particular one, we've got 2 pools. One is the bigger kids pool, so it's a 5 by 15 metre main pool, and then they've got a baby pool of 5.5 by 5.5 metres.
Okay.
So it's a nice setup. That's a really common sort of floor plan and design for swim school, so you sort of isolate your small babies from your bigger kids. This design, the architect is a very well-known architect who does a lot of childcare in the swim school. I think the swim school operators out there who look at this floor plan are going to be impressed by the layout. They're going to see that the change rooms are separate. There's separate boy-girl bathrooms. There's a dedicated office space. There's a really beautiful sort of waiting area for parents to sit and watch their kids have lessons, as well as a dedicated play area if parents are bringing kids that are toddlers or need to be
So there's a play area within the swim school, so they can be isolated away from the swim school.
That's right. It's got its own dedicated car park as well, just for the swim school. Ample car parking, beautiful landscaping. I think that swim school operators are going to see the 3D that we have of what the centre is going to look like, and they're going to notice that this swimming centre is different from the industrial exterior that swim schools are often look like. So this is a much more nicer, beautiful, purpose-built swim school it's just got a really beautiful design, and I really think that the architect has done an outstanding job here with this one, Guido. So just a few other bits and pieces before we wrap it up. Plenty of primary schools in the area. So you've got the Beveridge Primary School servicing the local community. You've got primary schools in Wallen. You've got primary schools obviously to the south as well. So lots of schools. Just one stat that I just want to give just to wrap up this video that just really demonstrates how large the growth is in this area. So in 2016, the census of how many people lived in Beveridge was 3,600 people.
That's nothing.
By 2041, they are estimating 72,000 people to be living in Beveridge. That's an increase of 180%.
You've got to get it now.
You've got to get it now. You've got to secure. I mean, the demand right now is off its head because there are barely any swimming schools in this area. I think there's only one swimming school within a 10-kilometre radius of this site. As I said, there's several swimming schools. There's lots of housing growth and lots of housing churn in this area, in and amongst this area. Housing affordability for young families to be moving out into these areas. With that comes young kids. So, this is just a really fantastic opportunity. We leased the childcare centre easily, and now we've got the swimming school. So, if you're a swimming school operator, please feel free to reach out to me on my email, which is jared@aslre.com.au. My first name is spelled JARED@aslre.com.au, or you can reach out to me on 0499 555 101.
Now, I was going to ask Jared one question, and he answered it. I was going to say, what is the one thing that you want to say to the future tenant here? Because I know the future tenant's watching this video at the moment. They haven't inquired yet because we're still in the video, but I'm going to say, what's one thing you wanted to say to the tenant? And you already said it. 3,070 odd thousand in a 25-year period. Right? That shows me there's a lot of growth out there, and this is a future business that's going to kick a lot of goals. So if you are interested in anything we've spoken about today, whether it be the business out in the west, the business out in the southeast, or the swim school, you can contact Wendy for the businesses for childcare, Jared for the swim school, 039855 6000. That's 039855 6000. Once again, look guys, thank you very much for watching.
Thank you.
Cheers.